All right, so my lion was my HR person and a best friend, and we interacted a lot in professional circumstances, and then, or you know, in the room together, and then not in the room together. So when I was in the room with her, she would say, "Hey, you did a great job on that," or "You didn't do a great job on that. You should have done this differently. Here's how you," and it was such. Her relationship with me was such an asset, and I hope I was an asset to her as well. But I think it's interesting because it draws on what Sally and Jessica were just talking about, this idea of alliances. And I'm a huge believer, I thoroughly agree with Sally, that we can't wait for men. This thing is going to happen because women make it happen. We're good at making things happen, right? And so me and my human resources colleague, we had power. And we made stuff happen in the department. We didn't always, or sometimes often, get the credit for things that we made happen, but we made a lot of stuff happen, and I think that made a big difference. When we were all talking before, I think we started with this concept, or this question of what does the word mentor mean? What is mentorship? And I do think the notion that you have one person that you're having monthly meetings with is quite old-fashioned, and I think all of us should have 20 mentors that are women that we're in touch, and men, that we're in touch with regularly. Some people use this term, a career board of directors, and I love it, because it also, the idea is it puts the onus on you to report to your board of directors and get their input, and I think that that's really critically important. But I always use this example, kind of going back to this experience I had at the Wall Street Journal. So I was one of 9 vice presidents, the only woman, but at the account executive sales level, there were, call it 150 men and 150 women. So for the 150 men, they had 8 male mentors to choose from. For the 150 women, many of whom wanted a female mentor, it kept me quite busy. And I had a job and kids and everything else. So, but the problem is that wasn't just my problem. Because of the way that corporate America still looks, where leaders are predominantly men, that problem is ubiquitous. So I think that women have to get aggressive and directed, but thoughtful about how to engage mentors, which are really directors who are giving us advice on specific issues, tangible issues, and I think the conversations that we have with them have to be tactical. And also, we should always be thinking about how am I, I'm going to call up someone for advice, how am I going to do something that helps her as well, or edifies her, so that it's kind of a reciprocal relationship. Go back to the story that I started with, where I had a peer who was an advocate and mentor for me, and I think we should all be each other's lions. And don't look, I think all women who are in leadership positions should certainly be helping women advance, but let's all hold hands and get each other promoted and rise ahead, because we need more women to be promoted, and let's band together and work together to help each other. Let's tell women who we know how they can do things better. Let's compliment them when they do things well, and let's all collude and rise up.